Did you know? The US Army accidentally bombed its own territory in World War II in 1942. This happened in Gerhardt, Oregon. It was 1942, right in the middle of World War II. The US had just entered the war after Pearl Harbor, and everyone along the West Coast was on high alert. People were worried about Japanese submarines, spy balloons, and even enemy bombers reaching American soil. To prepare, the US Army Air Corps held practice bombing drills along the coast, especially in Oregon, Washington, and California. The plan was simple: practice dropping dummy bombs, filled with sand or flour, not explosives. Target isolated beaches and open land, no real danger. Easy. Or so they thought. In August 1942, a squadron of US bombers was scheduled for a night training mission near the small Oregon town of Gerhardt. The pilots were told, "Don't worry, these are practice bombs, nothing dangerous." But somehow, and no one ever figured out exactly how, a mix-up happened at the supply depot. Instead of loading harmless sand bombs, the crew accidentally packed real 100-pound explosive bombs onto one of the planes. So while everyone thought they were doing a harmless test run, they were actually flying with live explosives. Late that night, around midnight, the bombers flew over the Oregon coastline. Farmers, fishermen, and a few night owls in town watched from afar, expecting to see small flashes and hear soft thuds. Then, boom! The first bomb exploded like thunder. Windows rattled, barns shook, and cows went sprinting for their lives. The locals panicked, thinking Japan had launched a surprise attack. One farmer reportedly shouted,
"Martha, they've made it to Oregon."
But when the military checked their logs the next morning, they realized something horrifying and hilarious. The explosions matched their own coordinates. They had bombed themselves. Luckily, the area they hit was mostly farmland and sand dunes. No one was injured or killed, but a few barns were destroyed, fence posts vanished, and one poor farmer's outhouse ceased to exist. When the army came to apologize, locals actually laughed it off. One farmer famously told them, "Well, thanks, I was planning to tear that barn down anyway." The government quickly covered up the story at the time. They didn't want to spread panic or look foolish during wartime, but after the war ended, reports surfaced, and the event became a legendary story in Oregon. People nicknamed it the day America invaded itself. And sometimes, the Oregon bombing that wasn't an attack. Even military historians later admitted it was one of the strangest accidents in US training history. This event is often confused with another wild Oregon story, when Japan actually did send a bomb there later in 1944, using a balloon, the Fugo attacks. But this 1942 one, 100% America's own doing. So, yes, before Japan managed to bomb Oregon, America beat them to it. Always double-check your bombs before takeoff. And if you ever hear explosions in the middle of the night, maybe, just maybe, it's your own team practicing. Please like and subscribe to my channel for more interesting videos.